Alright, today I'm working on a 2007 Toyota Prius. Now this is going to be similar from 2007 to 2009 or previous years. So I mean, as long as it's this body style, I think it's like starting from 2004 to 2009, it'll be similar. There might be some things that might be a little bit different. But for the most part, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking off the hybrid battery and reinstalling it. I'm going to go ahead and rebuild it, but I'm not going to show that or demonstrate that in this video. I will make a separate video of just that. So I will probably try to put a bumper ad in that. So hopefully I get some time to upload that one in the meantime. But needless to say, you need to take precaution when doing this. Keep in mind, I'm not responsible for this. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just kind of showing you how I'm doing it. So this is very a dangerous thing. You can mess up a lot of things. You can even kill yourself if you do it wrong. So be cautious. Alright, so we're going to do a couple things first before getting to the battery. So we're going to need to push down these chairs and sneak out the belt from the holders. So there's a little guide right there. We'll go ahead and take those out, and then we'll push the button on the seat just to push those down, and the same thing for the other side.
Can I do it?
Do what?
Can I read that too?
Then we're going to go ahead and take off this guy. Now, if this is usually hard to take off, you just hit it up from the bottom, just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and pull off the carpet. Then right here, there's going to be a tabs. If it's facing this, this is locked. What you want to do is make sure that it's facing east and west. Same thing for this, and then we'll just lift this up. Okay, thank you. And then we'll just pull it right back and twist it out. And as for this guy, you just kind of just lift it right up. Now right here, we have access to our hybrid battery. Then we got our battery right here. So now we're going to lift up this cover. You just pull this tab back first. Push it away, but not too much. And then you'll lift this guy right up. So now we're going to go ahead and pull this plastic cover off. You're just going to pull right up. And then we're going to go ahead and take this guy off just by lifting. Then right here in the center, there's going to be a little 10 plastic millimeter. Let's go ahead and take that right off. So just right there in the center, we'll just take off this little 10 millimeter. Keep that there. Now we're going to go ahead and take off this hybrid battery tray. So I'm just going to show you, since I didn't mention this in the video, on both sides, on the passenger and driver side, they're going to be these little plastic tabs right behind the pillar right here. Now you just pull those with both of your hands, and then the Velcro you just pull back, and then for this guy you just pull right up, and then right about here on this one and right there, I like to, after I pull these guys up first, I like to sneak in my hand and just raise my palm up so I can pull those out. Here's one of the tabs that stayed in. That's no biggie. We can just leave that right there, and we'll take it out once we're installing. So now we're going to go ahead and take off the rear seats. There's going to be 4 bolts. It's going to be 14 millimeters. And then you're just going to push down. Sneak those right out. Now keep these bolts where the seats are at so we don't mix them up. So now we're going to go ahead and take off this pillar cover. So we're going to have one 10 millimeter right here, one 10 millimeter in there, think that should be it. And then we'll have this little plastic tab. We'll just pull that one right up. And there's one, so there's gonna be 3 10mm in total. I don't know if I mentioned this one. And then we'll just pull this guy right back. So now we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the negative cable. Right here, we're just gonna take off from right here. And I would recommend to have a rag wrapped around here. If you don't have one, you can just put electrical tape. So you're gonna see some sparks too at the same time. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and remove the light. So the easiest way to disconnect that, I would say push this plastic piece right in with your thumb. Don't push too hard. And just push out. And then we'll just go ahead and release the clip. So now we have a lot of room to access everything. So now that we let the battery discharge for about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, that's what it's quoted for. Now we're going to go ahead and release this pin. You're going to pull up, lift down, and then extract that. Now you're going to have to wait another 15-20 minutes for everything, like whatever a little electricity that's in the car to discharge. In the meantime, now always keep this disconnected while you're messing with the hybrid. So now we got some tab. We're gonna go ahead and take off the fan assembly. So now we're gonna go ahead and pull up some tabs. You can use a flathead screwdriver, or if you got some mini pliers, you can do that. So we got 10s right here, right there, one right there, and then we'll pull this guy off first. I think nothing else is holding it. We'll just pull this guy right back from that. So lift up from here, pull back, and then pull towards it while lifting up. So now we're going to go ahead and take off this battery tray. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 bolts that we need to take off, and all of those are going to be 12mm. Now we're going to put these bolts right here on the chair. Now we have a little sensor. We're going to go ahead and disconnect that. So we're going to go ahead and pull this hose right out of here. So now we're going to go ahead and take off this tray. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 12mm bolts that we're going to be taking off. So now we're going to go ahead and take off this tray. Now we need to be extremely careful that nothing drops in between these two cables. So have a rag ready. So we're going to take off 1, 2, 3, 5 10mm bolts. Now you're just going to pull up on this little tab. We'll set it right there. So now we're going to go ahead and disconnect these two 10s. Now remember, you need to be very extremely careful that these do not make contact. And so right here you have a little ground or a little strap wire right there. So don't forget that has to go right back. And then we need to disconnect these guys. So we'll just pull these guys right out right now. and then squeeze right here. Now before you take these off, make sure you have a rag ready for this. Now when you're taking this bolt off, make sure that you don't make contact with the ground. Again, we don't want nothing happening. So again, make sure that this is not touching that. So now we are disconnected from the system. We'll go ahead and wrap these wires. Now where this power wire is, now we're going to go ahead and just pull back this tab. You're going to need a little pick. You can use a flathead screwdriver. And then we're just going to pull this guy right out. Oh, well, the whole thing came out. Well, that defeats the purpose. Well, and then we'll just get the wire and move it over to the side, just so we don't have it interfering with this setup when we're pulling it out. Now the battery is ready to be pulled out, so we're going to go ahead and take off the remaining 4 bolts that are holding in the battery. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 12mm bolts. I forgot to mention there's going to be 5 12mm bolts in total. Totally didn't see that one. So now at this point we're ready to take off the hybrid battery. So now if you're going to be on the left side, I would if you're going to have two, this is if you're going to have 2 people to do the job. So I would recommend to have 2 people to take out the battery. It's a lot more easier. You can do it by yourself, however you want to approach it. But if you are doing it with the 2-man team, whoever's on the left side, I'd recommend to put your right hand right here, and then put your left hand right here, and then just lift right up. And if you're on the other side, put your left hand right here, and then just, you're going to grab from this point on the top piece, and then you'll lift right up. So since I'm doing this by myself, just a 1-man team today. So that's how you would pull out the hybrid battery. So I hope that helped out. So now I'm going to go ahead and take it somewhere so I can repair it. But again, I will show that part, and then we'll go ready for the install. So I'm going to hold another day for that, and then we'll get back to that. Alright, so now at this point we're ready to reverse the order. So we're going to go ahead and put down our 5 12mm bolts. So now we're going to go ahead and put on our contact leads right here. So we'll go ahead and take off our wrap, and then we'll, on the bottom, we'll put back on the fastener clip. Now remember, these are going to be the 8mm bolts. And then we're going to put our little tray right up back over. So now we're going to go ahead and put on the ground cable. You are going to Alright, so after we're done installing the battery, putting everything back, what you're going to go ahead and do is start the car, make it run, make sure that the battery fully charges and everything. So if there is still stored codes, what you're going to go ahead have to do is you're going to have to go ahead and clear it with your scan tool. Now, some scan tools will be able to clear the codes, now some won't. I have came across this once where I had to clear it through other modules. So the generic scan tool will only just specifically clear just the generic system. It won't clear like the hybrid control vehicle system. So you need to get a scan tool that can actually access that monitor or that computer directly for that part. But needless to say, if this video helped you out, comment below. If you have any questions about it, just let me know in the comments. Give it a thumbs up and then hit that subscribe button down below for more upcoming videos in the future. And thanks for watching.